But always remember, no matter what you say, no matter how much you think you hate school, you will always miss it when you leave. Eh? Okay,
Yes.
so we are here to present some of the things that we have talked about during this year, to say some things about the people we have learned. Okay, so let's not waste any precious time. Let's start. So, one of the people that we learned at the beginning of our term was who? Nick.
Roy Sullivan.
Okay. Who was he? Who was Roy Sullivan? Irene.
She was a fire ranger.
Yes.
And
Forest ranger.
Yes, a forest ranger.
Yes.
And she was famous for surviving for 7 lightnings. Yes.
Okay, so what was he struck by? He was struck by Michael?
Lightning.
How many times?
7.
Okay, so children, would we call this man fortunate, lucky or unlucky? Jim?
I would call him lucky because he survived all the 7 times, and unlucky because it is very rare to be struck by lightning, and he was hit and struck.
He was hit. He was struck.
He was struck
Yes.
7 times.
Okay. Do you remember any details about all these things, George?
The first time he was driving on a mountain road and he was struck by a lightning and he burned his eyebrows off.
Okay. Any other time, Maria?
He was walking on the top of a tree and the lightning struck him
Yes.
and he lost her leg from his big toe.
Okay. Okay. Now, children, do you know how this man actually died? He's not alive. Now, Nick?
Because
He? What did he do?
he killed himself.
Very good. He
Ah.
killed himself.
Oh my.
Tragic irony, eh?
He escaped death 7 times and he killed himself?
Yes. Do you
afterwards.
know why? Do you remember? Eileen?
Because he thought his ex-wife didn't love him anymore.
Yes, anymore.
That's called tragic irony,
Yes.
right?
So, another very interesting person we should remember is Bethany Hamilton. I saw a film on TV during Easter about her. Did you see it? Who was she? Who was she? Hey? Michael?
She was a famous surfer that she was bitten by a shark and it cut her left arm and she survived.
Okay. Yes, George?
She was a victim one day when she was surfing. She realized that she was a victim of a shark attack. So she lost her arm and she lost the 60% of her blood, and her friends carried her to the hospital
Very
and
good.
survived.
Okay, children, do you remember who her coach was? Monica?
Coach was her father.
Very good. So, when this tragic accident happened, did he discourage her from surfing again, Monica?
No, he didn't, and he also placed a hand on her body.
Very good. So, he encouraged her to surf again. So, what did she do? What did this family do, actually, Maria?
His family helped her to overcome a really big obstacle.
Excellent. Okay, now, what about you? Have you ever had a very difficult experience you thought that you wouldn't overcome at the beginning? Jim?
One day when we were returning from our holidays in Lefkada with my family, we found our house in a mess, and we quickly realized that it was robbed by thieves.
George?
What was the first move that your parents did?
They called the police.
Nick?
Did you lost something?
Did you lose?
Did you lose something that you really loved?
I lost my favorite video game, which was a PSP.
Michael?
Did you ever get it back?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Maria?
Did police catch the robbers?
They didn't catch me.
So, everybody can overcome obstacles.
He quickly grabbed his sword, Excalibur, but he knew he would die, and placed it into a rock, and called to Merlin that he should give this sword to his kid.
Yeah, his child.
Son.
Our son. Yeah, George.
Actually, the man who will put this, to pull off,
Pull out.
to put out.
Whoever pulled out the sword.
Yes.
Repeat, whoever pulled out the sword.
Whoever pulled out the sword, he will be the next King of England.
Okay. Now, why have we put this here? Let's see, what is this from? What film is this from? Mary?
That picture is from the film Home Alone.
Yeah?
And he is a small boy, and they are the thieves who want to went into his house.
Okay. Thieves who wanted to break into his house. Repeat.
Thieves who want to break into his house.
Okay. But this child here, what kind of things did he do? Nick, how did he stop them?
He made some traps and to stop the thieves and do not rob his house.
Yes. Irene.
He did some crazy things. My theory is that one behind the boy, that was with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pulling I don't remember how it's called.
A rope.
Yes. And that one who we ironed the clothes, felt in his head he lit a mark because it was open. He put it next.
Now, talk about the competitions that they were having. Monica, continue.
They were having competition to see who is the strongest to pull out the sword.
Okay. Now, who was the strongest? Who pulled it out in the end? Monica?
And Arthur pulled it out.
And what did Merlin make Arthur?
He made him a servant boy because he wanted to learn how it is to be ruled by someone else.
Okay, and what did he promise the people when he became king? Michael?
That he will.
He promised that he would. He promised?
That he would. He promised that he will unite England
Okay.
Into what?
Into what?
into a united country.
Okay. Land of
Into land of peace.
Another thing we should talk about. Bullying. Bullying. What is bullying? What is it? Monica?
Bullying is the power to hurt or threaten somebody.
Or? Nick?
When someone, especially a child, picks on people and call him or her names or tell what to do or hit them.
Okay. Who are the bullies? Irene.
Bullies are usually people who have been, they were being bullied, or they don't feel confident about themselves, and they do, or they have problems with their homes with their parents.
This is terrible.
I don't want to see that.
Horrifying. I can't even watch it. This is okay, I can't do it. Personally, I find it terrifying. First of all, we have to discuss the reasons why people decide that they want to participate in these extreme sports. Okay? Why do people decide to do it? Nick?
Because doing that extreme things is very thrilling and you upgrade your skills.
Okay. Which sport may help you upgrade certain skills of all of these here?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I can. Which sport can you learn certain skills from? If you were to choose one here.
Parkour.
Okay, yeah, that's not the one I had in mind, but what kind of skills can you learn from that one?
You can be more flexible.
Yeah. Okay. Something else I have in mind here for that one. What about this one, maybe? What about this one, perhaps? Michael?
This is mountain climbing, and you climb up mountains to reach the top of the mountain.
Okay. So maybe any skills you can learn?
Um,
There used to be a program about this, where people had to go to an island. And what did they have to do on the island?
The survivors.
Yeah. Okay, survival skills perhaps from the child. Now, what are some of the problems, of course? Mary?
That sport sometimes can be really dangerous.
Yes. George?
It needs a lot of money to take the protection, the equipment, the protection equipment.
Yes. Jim?
If something goes wrong
Yes.
with the equipment,
Yes.
you may be damaged.
Everywhere.
Of course.
You already mentioned it, but let's say something more. Jim?
Deforestation is when some people cut down trees or factories to build a house, maybe,
Or use the wood.
or use the wood, or when some people light a fire in the forest.
Water pollution. Monica?
water pollution is when we throw rubbish in water.
Okay, who does this mostly? Again, Maria? Factories. And again, what can we do? Stop that? Can we do anything, Erin?
We should tell it to the government and shut the factories down, and then we should pick a team to clean up the water, because men cannot survive without water, without food maybe, but we need the water. There's not so much sweet water in the world like as much salty water.
Okay, let's go back in time now. Let's go back to 1997. Do you remember what we learned happened that year? Michael?
NASA sent Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 to a mission on space to see if there is life on another planet, and so that there is life on Earth.
Okay. What else did they want to do by sending those spacecraft there? Maria?
In one of that spacecraft, they put a time capsule.
Okay, so what was that? What did it include?
Photographs from around the world, sound of a mother kiss, greetings, and
What else? Irene?
Whale songs and greetings from all the languages in the world.
Okay. Yes?
And 90 minutes of music.
So children, if you could send a time capsule, what would you include if you had this chance to choose? Nick?
The symbol of peace.
Huh. Why?
And to
show
to the other players in the planet that we are coming peacefully.
Oh, right.
Like
I would put pictures of all the animals and some humans to show the other persons in the world that we live peacefully with all those creatures in our Earth.
Jim?
I would put a photograph of the Earth for the aliens, if they exist, to realize that this message is coming from Earth.
Okay. Parkour is an activity in which the goal is to move from another place to another as quickly as you can. Also, it helps you to overcome barriers and upgrade your skills.
The creator is David Bell. He born on 29th of April on 1973. He is from France and he is the creator of the parkour.
Parkour has some pros. You don't know gym, you don't have to, you can do it again. You don't go to gym to do it, you can do it anywhere. It's fun. No special, you don't have to get special equipment. It can change your life. Freedom, and anyone can do it. Not only.
Almost.
But in every extreme sport, have and cons.
Aspects or characteristics of ancient civilizations. Did they have kings? How was the civilization in our story? How was ancient England? Of course, Greeks had an amazing civilization, okay? Jim, begin.
That's not a good thing they have.
They had knights with heavy armor, usually. Kings, castles,
Queens.
Yeah, queens. What, Mary?
They had some magical creatures saying the Lady of the Lake, or they had magicians emerging.
Yes.
So they believed in magic,
Yes.
those societies.
Nick?
I want to add something for the knives.
Knights.
About the knights.
They usually wore the chain armor.
Yeah,
mostly.
good for you. And what did they do?
kings and queens were living in castles. Who here thinks that sometimes Facebook and talking to people who you don't know it's dangerous? Okay. I think that talk with strangers is dangerous because they can sometimes with the things that they say to you can make you feel uncomfortable or that.
Okay. Who agrees for what she said?
I agree with Maria. It's very dangerous to talk with strangers.
So we all agreed about that.
Now, who thinks here that internet could be good or bad?
Me. I believe that internet is and good and bad.
Good. So who agrees with him? So we all agree about that, okay? There's nothing to add. I'm going to go
Just a
down.
minute. What are the good points? And what are the bad points of it? Okay, talk about this. What are the good points? What can you do? What is positive and what is negative? Ask, talk. Is that over? Do you think we teachers do only this? Go on.
Okay. Who wants to tell someone?
Or somebody, does somebody else want to come here? And be the leader? Okay.
Very good idea.
Yes,
All right.
Yes.
So go on from this point. Talk about the positive and negative points.
Can you tell me some pros and some cons of using the internet? Monica?
And the pros are that you can listen to music, watch videos, find information about homes for homeworks, and
Someone else? Mike?
You can find information and if you don't, yes, and if you don't know something, you can find it on internet.
Yes?
Also, there are some cons, like you can watch videos that are not for your age, online chats that can tell you that names and bully you in some way.
G?
You also, if you spend a lot of time on surfing on the internet, you can also damage your eyes.
Don't you believe that you will be unsocial if you spend a lot of time at the internet? Irene, do you want to tell?
You can joke, all right? You can say whatever, in English, anything.
Okay. Jim?
Can you repeat the question?
Do
Ah,
you
yeah.
believe that?
I think you can be insociable because you may be addicted to internet and or a game and don't get hang out with your friends, but you can also be sociable if you chat with people, but you must use this chat carefully.
Look at me.
Now,
Yeah, I think we've held you back, Miss Sapfo. Okay, you can go on. Sorry. Okay.
now, children, we have also had something like a meeting because I asked you if we ever created a magazine in C1, which articles would you like to put in it? And you suggested some ideas. Okay, Nick, thank you. You can sit. Michael, come. Now, you will lead, okay, from on. So, the first article you brought was...
Maybe he should sit a little bit on the side, yes.
Who brought this article? Who brought this one? Jim again. So, what is it now? Now, we can talk about these articles because we haven't made decisions yet. We can agree or disagree if we like these articles or not. Come on, Jim.
I talk about the civilization in Mexico that
The Mayans, very interesting.
I'm going to talk about the Mayans. The Mayans were an ancient civilization who lived in Mexico. They were poor and rich people. And the poor people made homes from wood, mud, and those kind of stuff. The rich people lived in big buildings that many people could live, like many families. And there were at that time I don't remember the word.
Never mind.
Don't worry about one word. Okay.
For fun, they were playing music, and they did big fiestas. And they played a lot of music, and they also made a celebration. One of the most well-known celebrations is the Day of the Dead, who the people celebrate about the ones who they love, their family members, that they were lost, and they think of two worlds that one person, if he died, went. If they remember that person, it went to the land of the remembered. It's colorful, and every day it's fiesta with much food and lots of colors. The leader of there I don't remember really, La Muerte. The story says she's made from all the sweet, from candy and everything sweet in the world. And the legend says it's really sweet and nice, and she loves all the creatures. And if someone doesn't remember you, you go to the land of the forgotten. There you sit alone until you turn into dust.
That's an awful place to go, sweetheart.
Yes. The leader there is made from everything disgusting in the world. He's really sneaky and mean and rude.
Okay, we don't have any pictures of him.
Okay, never mind. You know so many things, Ernie.
Have you got anything else to say about this place?
Yes.
There's
They believe in gods, and they usually worship them, and they killed people for them to kill. I don't remember
Sacrifices.
Yes, sacrificing. The one god that I know particularly, they killed for him young girls in my age and bigger. That god looked like a panther, and it was much larger than a panther. It was like bigger than this whole area, this whole building. And I'm not going to say how they keep them because it's really disgusting.
Okay, you really, that was very educational. Thank you
Very.
very much.
Monica would like to tell us some things about the ancient civilization of Rome. Monica, would you like to tell us some things about their daily life?
They lived in small places and buildings in apartments. The rich people lived in big houses with pools, big gardens, and the daily life for Romans were very noisy and busy.
Okay. Did rich people have slaves?
Yes, they have, but not many.
Okay. How was the family in that?
The family was ruled by the father, and rich families men work also, and in poor families both women and men work. And babies also were born in the house, and boys had a ceremony between the ages of 14 to 18, but girls don't have.
Okay. Was their religion important for them?
Yes, it was very important, and also Romans wanted to please their gods, and they believed that they controlled their life, and also they made up celebrations for them and holidays for instance.
Do you know any gods of Romans?
Okay, many people went to Colosseum, and Colosseum it was a large stadium that the main area was made of a wood floor, and under the floor were the lift system and tractors that animals or slaves could enter the area.
Okay. And do you like to make any classes anything in Monica?
What are the gods that they believe in?
I don't know exactly, but they believe in gods. I don't know
Okay.
exactly.
Would you like to live in this century?
I would like to see how they live, but not live there.
Have you gone to Rome?
Yes, I have been. Yes, I have been to Italy once. And
Did
I
you
have
like
also-
it?
Yes. And I have also visited Colosseum.
What is it you most liked about it?
I like the main area that they were fighting.
And of course, I think you all know that the Roman civilization was created directly after the ancient Greek civilization.
Yes.
So many characteristics of the Roman civilization are directly from the Greek one. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you for
He is Jim and he is Mike. And now we will discuss about the daily routine in the future.
We'll discuss the daily routine. Repeat, sweetheart.
We will discuss the daily routine in the future.
We will have flying cars, and with them we can go to our works very faster and maybe more safely.
More safer, okay?
robots will help us with our homework or housework, and they will, if a teacher or a child in school is ill or can't go to school,
Yeah, or is absent,
or he's absent, the robot would replace him and walk around, do what the kid wants him to do.
We will have high technology in the future. High technology in the future. We will have good mobile phones and tablets and this.
And we don't need to carry laptops and mobile phones and other stuff. We can have them on our hand, like on our mind, and we can use them every time we want.
Microchips, huh? One here, one there.
Yes.
That's it.
We'll have giant cities with really tall buildings, and the earth is gonna be full of buildings like them. And they're not gonna be maybe very small houses, just like we have nowadays. We will have giant buildings like this.
skyscrapers.
We will also live in other planets, and to travel to other the trip to other planets will be more easy.
Will be easier.
Easier and faster. We would live in big skyscrapers or in other planets because the population of the Earth will be rising and people
And rising, higher and higher.
want
Do you have any questions?
Powers to be a hero.
Anybody else? Who else can be a hero nowadays? Me?
All of us can be a hero, and we believe in ourselves.
Yes. Children, you are heroes to me too. Your parents are heroes. So this is
I am an
Thank you. Thank you. This is full screen.
I love Sweden.
Hi.
It's